Yes, we are live now. Okay, let's wait for a couple of seconds. Let people join, then we'll start our Q&A session. Hello, good evening, everyone. Okay, so let's start with our Q&A session. Hi, everyone. Good evening. We're going to start with our live Q&A session. So I can see yes, people are joining. Hi, Gaurav. Good evening. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat box. I will pick them one by one and try to answer as many as possible. We will be live for next 45 minutes, so feel free to ask any questions. Hi, Shridhar. Hi, Manoj. Hi, Manoj Bhatt. Hi, Prakash. Hi, Jyoti. Hi, Bharat Kumar. Hi, Prasanna. Very interesting question. We'll take that soon. Hi, Bhaskar. Hi, Sashi. Hi, Sumitra. Many known people are joining. Good to see all of you guys. Okay. Yes, many people have joined. So let's start with our Q&A session. We'll be picking questions one by one. Okay, so Divakar, I have one question. Okay, let's go ahead from the top. So the first question, which is very common, and many people have the same question: will AI replace automation testers? So answer is no, Prasanna. Like we are using all the AI tools nowadays, so it's not replacing completely. Basically, it is helping us. It is reducing actually our effort. All the AI tools that you see in the market, it's not replacing completely. So if you notice that wave started from October 2022, right? How it started? We started using ChatGPT. Just after ChatGPT, a lot of AI tools coming, right? All the tools related to testing is coming from the AI field. Basically, it's all the data models, right? Which is giving you certain results, which is giving you certain responses. So it is not going to replace completely, but yes, it is going to increase the efficiency. Many companies are looking for testers who can work with AI, who can train the AI models. A lot of job openings are coming for the prompt engineering. A lot of openings are coming who knows testing with AI. So it's time to go as per the market, try to learn AI tools which is available in the market for web, for mobile, for API. For a lot of tools are coming from security perspective as well. For performance also, a lot of AI tools are coming. So just try to learn all these AI tools and try to learn and implement. After implementation, you can mention your resume as well. There's no escape route now. You have to learn. You have to go as per the market. Devaka says, I want to learn automation, but from where I have to start? Didn't understand, little confused. See, Devakar, the more information you will consume, you will get confused. See, because a lot of tools, a lot of programming language, right? Again, you need to decide. Have to start with one programming, one tool from one category. Then you have to move to the different tools in different category. Like if you're completely beginner, I would recommend you pick at least one of the tool which is highly in demand. Let's say Selenium and Playwright. So these are the tools which I can see in top three: Selenium, Types, Playwright, and Cypress. You start with Selenium. Now again with Selenium, you have multiple programming languages: Java, JavaScript, Python, C Sharp, right? Ruby. You pick Java if you're looking for a job change, but if you want from a in terms of complexity, you want to start with low complexity, you start with Python. So either way, you will get some idea how web automation works. But if you're looking for a job change, Selenium with Java would be the perfect choice. Now, if you talk about the roadmap, you need to create your roadmap for the next 3 to 4 months. where you will target Java first. Without Java, without any programming language, you cannot start. Selenium have basically three components: Selenium IDE, WebDriver, and Grid. IDE I will not recommend. You start with WebDriver. Once you complete Selenium WebDriver, then go with the TestNG, Maven, framework designing, Git GitHub. Now, from where to start, this is your entry point. Now, how you can start, you can refer my YouTube channel, you can refer my recordings, you can join my batch, but you will find so many resources over the internet on YouTube. So there's no lack of knowledge, it's available. It's just you need to structure this knowledge and implement it. Gokul says, hi Mukesh, what's your opinion about Selenium with TypeScript? See, if you want to start with TypeScript, I would recommend Playwright. Playwright with JavaScript, Playwright with TypeScript. Selenium with JavaScript, again, it comes as a library. So if you really want to go into JavaScript to TypeScript, start with Playwright. Selenium is mostly in demand when it comes to Java, Python, and C Sharp. Rishikesh says, hi Mukesh, I'm working as a manual tester since 6 years. Is it possible to switch to automation? Yes, Rishikesh, there's no, I will say, optional skill now. It's whether it's a 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, even for 2 years, even if you are looking for a change, you need to learn automation. So since 6 years, 8 years, 10 years doesn't matter. It's just how much time you can dedicate. See, 2024 almost gone, right? August finished. September, October, November, 3 months. December, anyways, nobody will be paying much attention to learning. So to set a target for the next 3 months, that September, October, November, you will be targeting and try to finish it. Because it has been 6 years. If you have not learned so far, it's high time to learn, because next year again, you will notice the hiring will start again from April, March, right? So please do it as soon as possible. Please let me know. Jyoti, I did not get your question. I checked. I can see last message was this. And so I guess there's one question which is missing. So please let me know your question again. Can you please tell me briefly about AP mobile automation interview thing? See, Bharat, when it comes to interview, don't learn from automation. Don't learn automation from an interview point of view, because the moment you try to focus only for the interview things, you will be having half cooked knowledge. You will be only focusing on the question, not on the implementation. So I would suggest you to go in a separate route. You start implementing in your current project. If you don't have automation project, take one sample application, automate end to end. The moment you automate end to end, you will be covering all the scenarios. That will help you in interviews. But if you do the reverse, like you only focus on the interview questions and if you just attend, if they ask you some real time questions or scenario based question, you will not be able to answer. So the best way is to learn, implement, then prepare for interviews. Mostly in APM, if you already have worked on Selenium, it's very easy. 80% what we have done in Selenium is exactly same. 20% additional, you need to understand how to work with devices, how to set up a device, how to lock, unlock, install application, uninstall, how to get the device logs, how to do advanced activity on the mobile devices, how to shake the device, single touch, multi touch, rotate. You need to see how the internal communication happens between two applications, right? Mobile simulation, network simulations. These are some additional things that you will be doing in mobile devices. Rest everything will remain same what we have seen in Selenium. Type, click, drop downs, capturing messages, capturing toast messages, capturing titles and everything. So when it comes to mobile automation, target first native web application, then web application on mobile browser, then the hybrid applications. Can you please share any books for core Java, Cucumber, TestNG? See, Praveen, I did not go through any books. Whatever I have learned so far, I have learned through online blogs, YouTube videos. When I started my journey, I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos. So if you are looking for a books, then I need to check books for technical books, because I read all this. I will say business books, motivational books, self-help. But when it comes to technical, I prefer the official documentation blogs. And nowadays, I'm using ChatGPT a lot to learn any new topic. So you can refer the same. AI will replace testing. See, Ashok, this is what we already answered. Maybe you joined a little late, or if you have already covered this, it's good. Bhaskar says, please plan to start series on APM. It's like a hot cake in the market, according to me. See, Bhaskar is not a hot cake only now. APM is the only, I will say, tool which is trending from last 10 years. So for when it comes to mobile automation, so we have APM in the market. So I know it's a hot piece of cake, and not only for automation. Let's say if you are even a developer, you need to learn APM so that you can do some basic unit testing as well. So I don't have a series, but there's one series by Pawan Kumar. You can watch his series. He has more than 26 videos. I have around 10 videos, but that is quite old. Naveen Automation Labs also has one series on it, but I will try to resume the series soon. Please let me know, shall we practice Java programming every day? See, when it comes to practice, Jyoti, I would recommend take one program, okay? Not only for interviews, take certain programs which you can implement and try to connect the dots. For example, you write one simple program which can help you in a day-to-day activity. That is how you will be able to connect all these Java programming concepts. But let's say if you are only attending interviews, you want to practice only for interviews, try to go through first all the string based programs, array based programs. Try to focus one question in a day. So if you ask me, there are 50 questions. If you cover these 50 questions, all questions will be coming from these question set. So arrays, strings, because when you start solving array and string programs, definitely you will be using loops. Definitely you will be using conditional statements. Then you move into matrix programs. Then you move into OOS program. But try to target one question and it 60 days is more than enough. 50 days is more than enough. So yes, if you don't practice every day, you will forget the logic, you will forget the syntaxes, and your brain has to train for logics. So if you stop writing the codes, your mind, your brain will not giving you suggestion for the new logics. The more programs you will solve, the more logics it will create. So at least for next 60 days, again plan for 2 months, September, October, you will see a big difference in your logic. This part we already discussed. What is generative AI and how it is useful for tester? So Shashi, for this, I have a dedicated video which I did with Atom. So we discussed this tool called Test Trigger. This is again generative AI test automation tool. I have a dedicated video and one webinar on this. I would highly recommend you to watch. You will understand what is GenAI, what is prompt engineering, and how just by using prompts we can automate one application. So this is the tool for GenAI for this perspective. Are you currently working in any company? So Pavan, the last company which where I was working was Aniron. I left in 2022. After that, I started my own company, Otwani Technology Solutions. Now I have multiple clients. So work as a consultant now, where I provide consultation to different companies. So if you ask me indirectly, working with multiple companies, but not working as a full time for someone. As a beginner, which tool should I use, Playwright or Selenium? See, Playwright has so many advanced features, Gaurav. If you already have some idea about Selenium, Playwright will be easier for you. Again, depends on your goal. If your goal is to learn automation, new tools, start Playwright. One of the best tool as of now. But if your target is to get into a job, you want to attend interviews, you want to jump to automation field, start Selenium. Most welcome, Prashant. What is the present situation of automation? Shall we learn, and what about hiring by company? Shabir, again, when it comes to if you're into testing domain, there's no call if you just have manual testing in resume. So automation is must. Every company which you see in the market, they're looking for someone who knows automation, who knows some AI tools. So there's no optional thing. It is mandatory skill even for freshers. How to start AI tools for web? Already discussed. So you can start with Test Trigger. There are so many tools. We have Testim, Test Sigma, Apply tools. So many AI-based tools. You have to pick one, get the idea, get the knowledge how it works. Then you can switch to different tools. Do we have any job openings for Playwright with Java language? See, Divya, when it comes to openings, I still see openings are high for Playwright with JavaScript. But if you're coming from a Java background, you can directly start Playwright with Java. And in the interviews, you can mention that you have worked on Selenium with Java, Playwright with Java. Switching to different programming will not be much issues, because when it comes to Playwright, again, Playwright features are same. Notice only the language binding will keep on changing. So if you're coming from JavaScript background, start Playwright with JavaScript. If you're coming from Java background, start Playwright with Java, because eventually the concepts will remain same, the syntax will change. But when it comes to job openings, Playwright with JavaScript have more jobs as compared to Playwright with Java. By any chance, ChatGPT affect the automation? I don't think so, Manoj. See, it is not new. It has been almost 2 years. It is actually helping, right? You can write code. You can write the unit test cases. You can write the complete framework. So basically, it is helping us to write code in a more better way, more faster way. It has not affected much, but it has affected in a positive way. Prakash says, I want to switch to automation. Currently having 7 years of experience. Which tool should I launch? How should I proceed? See, whenever you start looking for a job, or whenever you want to switch to automation, always see your current situation. When I say current situation, your current location. If you are in US, UK, Canada, Australia, India, the best thing is you have to do your own research. Go to LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, Monster, all these platforms. Search for a keyword, enter the location, enter the experience, and scan minimum 10 job description from each portal. You will find a trend that every company is looking for these other skill set. Okay, most of the trend which I have seen is one web automation tool, one API, one mobile I will keep it end, but web automation, API automation, one uh, your cloud, one BDD framework is mandatory. Web automation, Selenium; API automation, Postman, Insomnia, Rest Assured; mobile automation, APM; cloud, AWS. So you need to create a roadmap for 6 months. So for 7 years experience, Prakash, I would recommend spend minimum 6 months. Don't think that you can complete in 2 months or 3 months. You need minimum 6 months of roadmap. Give your heart and soul, get into it, and maybe next year you can start applying. Is Selenium job in the market as a fresher? Yes, for freshers, even if you know basics, it's more than enough. अभी ऑटोमेशन टेस्टिंग में वैकेंसी कम आ रही है। अंकिता, देखिए वेव होती है, तो जनरली यू विल सी अ ट्रेंड कि अप्रैल मई जून में हायरिंग ज़्यादा होती है, राइट? नाउ यू विल सी ओपनिंग्स विल स्टार्ट, लाइक अभी नंबर ऑफ ओपनिंग्स विल गो डाउन. Mostly in December, January, hiring will go almost zero, because vacation time plus many companies they have their budgeting. The best time to switch is May, June, July, August. ऐसा नहीं है कि बाकी टाइम ओपनिंग्स नहीं होती है, बट वैकेंसीज कम हो जाती है. So even I would recommend, once you get your hike, you got 3 months का pay slip, then you start looking for a change. But coming back to what is the best time, it depends on you. अगर आपका वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस अच्छा नहीं है, यू आर नॉट एंजॉइंग योर वर्क, then there's no best time. Best time is today. But if you're looking for the best time where you get number of openings, it's always May, June, July, August, these 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I'm having 12 plus experience into testing, having expertise on manual. In the current org, I'm working only as manual since I feel like stuck. Please suggest to learn more. See, Sandeep, if you only stick to automation, okay, then you will always come into this situation where the company does not have automation project, or the company does not have automation scope. Okay, but still they are retaining you, they're giving you manual work, but still have skills for automation. So instead of feeling stuck, you can again upskill. Let's say you just mentioned 12 plus only with Selenium, which is nothing, right? As per the market, you should be automation test architect or you should be solution architect. So try to expand your expertise into different tools, different areas. Instead of just feeling that my company is not giving me project, try to learn different tools. And if possible, you can start out like consulting work. Okay, I'm not suggesting you do moonlighting just for learning purpose. You don't charge anything. Maybe you can help others. If you don't have this moonlighting issues, maybe you can start giving consulting to different companies, different projects. But again, check with the company policies. But instead of feeling stuck, there are two options: either keep learning, keep expanding your wings, or look for a different job. And I will also recommend, if possible, try to do IJP, internal job movement. So basically, whenever you see any openings in the organization itself, if they're looking for automation role, please apply. Automation testing, same question we just discussed. Gaurav says currently I'm using robot framework with Python for API automation. Is there any future scope for robot framework? See, Gaurav, you need to understand two important things. One is what your company needs, what your company is asking for you to do it, and one is the future roadmap. See, if I'm working for a company and if my company asks me, Mukesh, you have to work on Tosca, I don't have choice. I have to work on Tosca, whether I like it or don't like it, whether it has a scope or does not have a scope. But parallelly, I also have to see that if I switch after 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year, or 5 years, what are the tools that I need, right? So you have to see from both the angles. If you're learning robot framework, it's good. It's an evergreen framework. It has been more than, if I'm not wrong, 15, 20 years. Robot framework in the market. Very stable, very popular. But you need to see for your experience, what are the other skill sets needed. Try to learn that as well so that when you switch, you don't feel that you are still working on the robot framework. Companies have moved to AI tools, they're using different tool set, but your skill set is not matching. So you have to see from both the angles. If you got a chance to work with robot framework, please go ahead. It's a unique skill set, very niche skill, very easy to learn. So don't stick to your learning only to robot framework. Please expand to different tools as well. What is the job market status? See, Ankit, it's up and down. So many people got many offers in the last 3 to 4 months. What I've seen from the last 10, 15 days, the number of calls are going down. See, many companies have finalized their Q3. Many companies have finalized their Q3, Q2 cycles. So it totally depends on the budget, how many resources they want to hire. So when it comes to number of openings, as I mentioned, the best time is once they are starting the new financial year, right? So still you can see a number of openings, but as compared to last 3 months, it's going down. But again, don't focus on number of openings. You just need one opening that you should clear. So keep hustling. You just need one interview call to convert. Since 10th month, no calls. See, Samir, if you're not getting one call from the last 10 minutes, it's not about the market, it's not about your resume. I have seen many of my candidates, they have 3 to 4 offers. Many people even have 6 offers. It's not about the calls, it's about your profile, it's about the resume, it's about the skill set that you have. So scan your profile. If you want, check with your colleagues whether something is missing. Check your LinkedIn profile, whether it's publicly visible, it's formatted properly, all the things are mentioned or not. Again, depends on so many factors why you're not getting called. But if you just blame the market that no calls from the last 10 months, it's not true. Is Katalon worth learning? See, Mayank, again, if you're just looking for a job change instead of learning Katalon, you can learn. Very less companies are using it. It's a paid tool. If you have time, if you want to upskill, try to focus on different tools. Yeah, I would recommend Cypress or Playwright. See, Katalon, Tosca, Testim, Test Sigma, these tools you will use once you get into the project. They are using this tool. That time you learn and implement. Coming as a skill set, it's a fully fledged tool basically, which will help you with web API, mobile. No need to write code much. You can write the code in Groovy. Lot of frameworks available. So instead of learning Katalon, you learn for 5 days or 10 days, then move to some good tools or some other web automation tools or API automation tools. In Selenium, we show on UI as which task is executing. See, Sagar, when it comes to Selenium, you can use highlighter. See, by default, we don't have any feature in Selenium called highlighter. You can use JavaScript executor, and you can write a utility for each and every activity this highlighter will work. So let's say you have 10 elements, so it will highlight first name, last name, whatever activities you're doing, it will just keep highlighting. So I implemented my current project, plus you can implement a flag. In a config file, you can say highlight equal to true, highlight equal to false. If it is false, it will not highlight. But if you mention highlight equal to true, it will highlight each and every element before doing any operation. I have a video on this. You can go to YouTube and search for how to highlight element in Selenium by Mukesh Otwani. You will get a code snippet, write a utility, and it will start highlighting. Hi Praveen, good to see your message. Nowadays, 90% of recruiters are expecting Selenium API, REST assured Java API performance overall knowledge required, and how to achieve roadmap. See, Praveen, the first three is even I'm expecting Selenium API, REST assured, right? Now, APM should be like in the functional part, APM is the last category. Performance security is on the non-functional side. So, performance also, it's not tough. If you spend 15-20 days, you can learn performance testing. Implementation will take time. So it's not too much. It's totally the market is expecting you should be having idea about all the things. So in future, if they come across any new project, they should not be hiring a new resource, right? So let's say if some they just hired somebody for web automation, they're not going to hire another person for API automation. They're assuming that person should know web API plus mobile. So in future, if they get a different project or they get into a different client, they should not be hiring a new candidate for a specific tool. So don't get mastery in every tool. Okay, if they're writing performance along with Selenium API, it is just they're expecting that you should have some basic idea. If they're written Linux, they're not expecting you should be a Linux expert. At least you should have some idea about the Linux commands. Same thing if they're asking you, you should have some idea of CI/CD. They're not going to give you task. Just implement CI/CD from the scratch. So it's not too much. It's the basic and the default expectation nowadays. So please learn and start applying. That is the only way. API automation using REST assured is good. Yes, Ashok, when it comes to Java, you have only one library. So REST assured is basically behind the scene works with HTTP builder and HTTP client. So REST assured is the only one library that you should learn when it comes to Java. If you talk about tool, either pick Postman or Insomnia and you can start. So what is the scope of testing in the future in this age of AI? This we discussed, Ramesh. So if you have joined late, you might have to rewatch the recording. Sridhar, hi Mukesh from application support. Having 5 years, can I move to testing? From where should I start? See, Sridhar, whenever you are coming from a different background, okay, I have seen many people who came from support to testing, then testing to development, then they moved into product manager role, then now they're into people manager. So this switching role can happen at any time, but whenever you're changing your domain like role directly from application support to testing, instead of directly applying to outside, first do the internal movement. So let's say you have multiple teams. First you build the skill set, then you can ask your manager that you're looking for an internal movement. I have the knowledge of, let's say, cloud, or I have the knowledge of testing. I want to move to a testing team. You see, you keep monitoring if there are any openings to the testing team, manual plus automation, you start applying. First, try to get exposure to testing lifecycle, testing tools, methodologies, the complete cycle that we use. Once you're comfortable, take 1 or 2 years experience, then you move to a different company. But directly from application support, if you directly jump to a different company, it will create a lot of issues. First of all, you will not be able to clear interviews because you need to get comfortable first, right? Okay. Bashar Raj says, hi Mukesh, I have 5 years experience in which manual Selenium, Java, JMeter, API. How much salary should I demand? My current city is 7 LPA. See, Basavraj, I'm not sure about the location, but if you are telling the truth, your skill set is good. Ideally, your package should be around 8 to 12. So 5 years, see, generally this is a very subjective. In Bangalore, the range is different. Hyderabad, the range is different. If you are in Tuli, so tier 2 cities, the range is different. But your if you talk about only Bangalore, 10 to 15 should be your range. So right now you're below uh, the average. So this is the average which I mentioned. But if you're in Hyderabad or let's say in tier 2 cities, then maybe 8 to 12 should be your range. So you should not compromise when it comes to CTC, okay, because of the lifestyle and the other expenses. If you're underpaid, please talk to your manager that if I'm applying outside, this is the market range I can see. Try to compensate me in this range, because sometimes when you get promotions 20-30% you can get hike easily, okay, 10-20% minimum. So instead of directly switching, first have an internal discussion with your manager if they're able to compensate, if they can get you into the range of the standard market range, it's good. Otherwise, no other option, you need to switch. And since you have good expertise, don't think much. Mahesh, what is the market for Cypress? Okay, before I jump into this, so Bashavraj, again, this salary part is very subjective. Many companies, they have initial offer of 20 LPA. Many good companies, they even give freshers as a 20 LX LPA, right? 25 LPA, 43 LPA. So I'm not saying only uh, few companies have, many companies offer the similar range. But when you start with low package, then the companies give you the hike based on the previous salary. So talk to your friends, talk to your colleagues. If not possible, start applying. See the market range. Talk to your manager. If not possible, then switch. Mahesh, 1987. How's the market for Cypress and Playwright? See, Mahesh, the situation has changed. If you talk about last year or last to last year, Cypress wave like this, and the Playwright was just emerging. Last few months, I have seen Playwright download have been crossed the Cypress downloads. So market have changed little bit. Number of usage, number of openings, you see Playwright more as compared to Cypress because of a lot of things. Cypress have certain trade-offs. Cypress works with TypeScript and JavaScript, right? Playwright supports multiple programming language, multiple browser supports, no trade-offs. So when it comes to features and limitations, different language support, OS support, Playwright has crossed Cypress downloads. I've been into Java with Selenium project almost for a year now. I have moved to a new project, and there I need to learn JavaScript. How do I motivate? See, sometimes you don't need a motivation to push. Okay, it's a need. Say now you know programming language. Only thing is you need to learn a new syntax. You need to learn some new concepts. So you don't have to learn variables. You know how to write code, right? You know how to assign data to a variable. You know to write operators, if else conditions. It is just you need to get comfortable with JavaScript syntax. It will take 20-30 days to get new syntax to register to your mind. But eventually, you know programming, you know OOPS concept, you know collection, you know exception handling, right? You know array, string, same concept you will use in JavaScript. So instead of getting trying to find motivation, it's a need as of now that you need to implement, and there's no other option. If you need help, you get support from your team mates, or maybe find some mentor. But for you, the motivation could be that you need to survive. Sometimes you need a different motivation. For you, the motivation is if you have to survive in the current role, if you need the exactly same pay which you're getting, if you want to keep yourself updated, you need to learn. There's no other option, right? So go as per the market standard, go as per the company need. Otherwise, company have a lot of candidates which they can find. So it's a good option, Manik. Please learn JavaScript. It's a beautiful language. Planning on moving from automation testing to backend development? What's your opinion? See, Sai Darshan has seen many profiles who moved into development completely. So it's an individual call. If you are someone who like in development tasks, please go ahead. So there's no right or wrong that people don't move from automation to development, role development to testing. I've seen many things: dev to QA, QA to dev, QA to Scrum Master, then product owner, product manager, then they have people manager now. So this is very subject to its individual call. If you enjoy automation, please continue. If you don't enjoy automation, you are more into development guy, please go ahead. When it comes to salary wise, it will not impact much. Naren says I have 3.6 years of experience as a QA. In 3.6, first 1.9 is mobile application, next 1.5 web application, MongoDB. So what is the question? I did not get any question in this. Okay, sorry, that is the next question. Which one I need to learn? API testing, Selenium, Java, ETL, Salesforce. Which one do I need to learn? See, the best thing, Naren, for you is see what is required as of now in your current project. That should be your primary. Then the secondary thing will be Selenium. Third will be API testing. Then go with Salesforce. At last, you can keep ETL. This is the sequence I would recommend. Selenium versus Robocorp. Anytime Selenium. Do you have any YouTube videos or series how to run test cases on Azure pipeline, learn cloud infrastructure in Docker? So Shilpi, I have certain videos on Docker with Selenium. I have certain videos Selenium grid with Docker. I have one video on GitHub Actions with Selenium. I don't have AWS series that I will be resuming soon, but Docker, GitHub Actions, I already have on my channel. So try to find this keyword on YouTube directly with my name. If you don't find, let me know. I can share the links. Do you have any upcoming batch for automation? So Prakash, right now 2 batches are running. One is API testing using Rest Assured that is about to end 2 or 3 weeks. One Selenium with Java we started from 5th of August. So far we have completed only 10-12 classes. If you want to join, you can join the current batch because next batch will start after 4 months. Because 5th August we started, it will go till 5th December. So new batch will start in December. Mostly in December, nobody joins because of the Christmas and New Year holidays. It might start in Jan. So if possible, you can join the current batch. Again, we are starting a new batch in September that will be for Playwright with JavaScript. That will be an evening batch, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will announce the dates and syllabus soon. How to learn automation framework in effective way. See, Anwar, when it comes to automation framework, you pick any framework and first you try to write framework from the scratch because a lot of frameworks available in the market, right? So many good companies have created their own open source framework and you can use their framework to automate. But in interviews, they will ask you, are you comfortable with the framework? You should be able to write your own framework. So create first one version one of the framework where you create at least one basic framework with all the components. Use one of the design pattern, write 5 test cases. At least complete this framework, then go to version 2. Version 2, you keep enhancing each and every component, build more test cases. Version 3, see if you can further enhance this framework. You can use a different design pattern. Try to include cross browser, try to include cross platform, try to include parallel execution, and see whether your framework is supporting or not. You can stop here because it's a continuous process. If you're just looking for implementation, start with V1, V2, V3. And once you're comfortable, then try to integrate other libraries. Start with web and now try to integrate API testing using the same framework. Once it is done, try to include APM in the same framework. Is a YouTube video sufficient to learn from beginner to advanced? Yes, Prakash, I have series actually from the scratch till advanced. So you can start from Java, then Selenium. For everything, I have a series. It's little old now, but I will be resuming the series soon. But it's a evergreen content. Nothing have changed except the versions and few important methods. Rest everything is same. Can I learn Python with Playwright? It's not Playwright, it's Playwright. Yes, you can learn. So there's one series by Karthik, executeautomation.com. He have one series on Playwright with Python. This question we already answered. Is there any problem solving kind of websites to practice Selenium APM? See, actually, you can use actually any application. Instead of focusing on application, you can focus on the type of application. Take one CRM application, one e-commerce application, one sample application. Because in e-commerce applications, you have different scenarios. In CRM applications, you have different scenarios. You can pick one travel website and automate because there are so many websites which is available, but the scenarios will change. So pick one site from each category and start. Is rest assured worth learning? If so, what are the advanced topic to cover? See, there's nothing called worth learning. It's a mandatory, as I mentioned, Prashant. What you can do for advance? See, when it comes to API testing, you need to cover end to end. You start with basic HTTP request, okay? Get post, put, pat, delete. Then you see how we can pass payload in a different forms, string, map. Then you can directly go with file. Then you start with Pojo without Lambok, Pojo with Lambok. Then you go into different authentication type. Then you go into different authorization type. Then you have to see other libraries, Jakarta libraries, JWay libraries. You have to use JWay libraries. Once you're comfortable with these libraries, then you see how you can automate different APIs, which includes your OAuth, different type of authentication API is equal to key. There are so many type of authentications available. Once you're comfortable with this, then you have to create your own framework. In your framework, you have to create component for each thing. You need to build a model. You need to design, again, pojos. You need to build clients, basically, which will take care of all kind of operations. You need to talk about reporting, logs, everything. So when it comes to API advanced, everything which is mandatory in API, you can categorize into basic plus advanced. So it's worth learning. Please start restricted framework video from scratch. Yes, Suresh. I have a batch running right now. Once that batch will get over, I will try to upload videos on this. So you can watch Amod Mahajan series on Rest Assured. He has covered end to end. What is the future of Selenium when it compared with Playwright? See, Playwright is new. Selenium has been in the market almost from 20 years. It's not going anywhere. It's just new companies are adopting new tools. But companies who are using Selenium, they have a huge test suite. They cannot migrate overnight. They cannot migrate whenever the new tools are coming, right? Every year you will hear a new a tool is coming, new library is coming. But if you are using Selenium from almost 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you have a huge test suite. You cannot jump from one tool to another tool, one library to another tool, right? Because the new tool is coming. So you need to learn both, one for the current role, one for the future. Currently, I'm working on mobile automation projects. Shall I take web automation project next? Is that degrade my career? So first of all, who told that moving from mobile to web will be upgradation or degradation? It is just your perspective that you are switching from mobile automation to web automation. Eventually, you need all. So there's no upgrade, downgrade, just the sequence I mentioned. But they all are mandatory. Okay, so there's no upgrade, downgrade. You can switch to web to API, API to mobile, mobile to web. There's no harm. As manual tester, does learning Tosca will help me to get into the job market? See, Sashi, first don't get confused, please. If you just look at the YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere, there's so much of chaos everywhere. There's so many tools, so many libraries. And trust me, you cannot learn each and every tool, each and every language. You cannot learn each and every tool which is coming every 15 days, right? So as I mentioned, please do the research. LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, search for the automation test engineer, enter the experience, enter the location. you scan, you will not find that every company is looking for Tosca. Maybe out of 30 job openings, 3 or 4, remaining 26 you need to target, right? If that is your target area, you can actually capture the good market. But if you just keep searching that what can I learn next, again you will fall into the trap. There's so many tools. If you open medium.com or any survey website, you will find more than 100 plus tools are available, more than 100 plus libraries are available. You cannot learn all this language, all the tools are the libraries, right? uh, there was one video by Naveen Reddy. He mentioned throughout the world more than 137 languages are available, programming language. But how many we use? Top 3 or top 5, right? So please don't get distracted by the number of articles you see, the videos that you see. You need to focus what is important. Best mobile automation tool is APM. Not getting interview calls from Naukri or LinkedIn, even for immediate joiners. Please post video for getting more into. See, Suresh, there's no trick, frankly speaking. If you're not getting calls, please check your profile. Maybe something is missing in your profile. Okay, because market is good. Number of openings have come down, but it's not zero as of now. You need to see what is missing in your resume. You have to see what is missing in your profile. I will see. I will create one video on it, like the ideal resume to get the more calls. But it's just your perception, because I can see uh, many calls are still coming. What is pre-sales? Like project manager role? No, Suresh, it's completely different role. Pre-sales is different, tech sales is different, operation in sales is different. And I've seen a good uh, trend. Many people are getting into pre-sales or tech sales. It's basically a person who will be involved in the technical discussion with the clients and will be part of the sales activity. For example, if I'm building a new product, but now I need to reach out to the companies who will buy the subscription from me and they will take the product, right? Now I need a team of pre-sales team members who will be connecting to the clients, giving demos, comparison, competitor analysis, and then they will be proposing the solutions, pricing, SLA agreements, the features, the competitor analysis, everything. And there will be a discussion. So this will be part of the pre-sales and the tech sales. So it's not like a project manager role, it's completely different role. Most welcome, Asavraj. So, guys, whenever you're joining, please join with your real name so that I can connect with you in a better way in the next live. So, Butterfly says, I have 4 years of experience in PT, but it's implemented using automation scripts. I'm not aware of automation testing process, unable to answer scenario based on question in interviews. See, what is stopping you to learn about automation testing process? See, whenever you say, I'm not aware of it, there's no issue as of now. Knowledge is available everywhere, different sources, like you can use Google, Chat GPT, any YouTube video. Understand the testing processes. It's like you understand tool but you don't know what exactly you did, what is the testing process. So you did actually reverse. So once you get some automation fundamentals, then switching to different tools will be easy for you. So for you, what I would recommend, analyze what is missing right now. As you mentioned, you're not aware of the testing process. In the same way, you identify certain areas which you are not able to answer, because once you start attending interviews, if you are able to answer all the technical questions, they will start asking scenario based questions, behavior based questions. So you have to get comfortable with all kind of questions. Please note it down, let me know what kind of questions you're looking. I got one of the question, automation testing process. I will make a video, but similar to that, if you have further videos, let me know after this live. I will try to make a video on it. Soms vlogs. Hi Mukesh, I got a question in interview that application 1 opens on Chrome, application 2 opens on Edge. Again, go back to application one, open on Chrome. What will be the answer? See, Soms, in this case, you need two WebDriver references, because every time you create WebDriver driver called a new Chrome driver, this driver is actually opening or managing one browser. So whenever you have this scenario where you need one application on one browser, another application on another browser, you need to create two instances. Again, if you're using singleton design pattern, then you just need to maintain one session. So in this case, two browsers separately. So in this case, I will not recommend singleton. Singleton design pattern needed when you have just single instance. In your case, you need two WebDriver instance. One will focus on Chrome, one will focus on Edge. Driver 1, driver 2, or drivers Chrome and driver Firefox. Now, using these references, you can switch to any browser. If the scenario is switching to tabs, then we can use get window handles, which will return you set of string. But when you have two browser windows, it's quite easy because you have two different WebDriver instances. So when you are dealing with Chrome, use the driver 1. When you're dealing with Edge, driver 2. I hope this is what your question is all about. If you have more clarity on the question, please ask again. Mujahid says, "Hi Mukesh, you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Can you please come up with the latest series of Selenium grid with Docker with real-time scenarios? Previous series outdated." Yes. So previous series is outdated. If I'm not wrong, 2020 I published Selenium with Docker. I need to come up with a new series. Thanks for reminding. Yes, I will be coming up with the new series. Can you make one video on how to select regression test cases on a set of functional test cases? Yes, yes, why not? See, when it comes to identifying the ideal scenarios or the candidate for automation, it's a very important activities. If you are picking some candidates or the automation tests, which some candidates which is not returning a good ROI, again, it's a big mess. So always try to find some test cases which will give you high ROI. Then only you can survive. Otherwise, you will see a lot of effort goes into automation, but if you're not getting ROI, your management will be not be encouraging you to continue this automation project. So it's a very important and critical activity. Thank you, Gino. I will try to make one video on this. Hi, Virup. Can you make a roadmap with years of experience and trusted? So, Virup, you're in my current batch, right? So, anyways, this is what we already have. So, once you finish Java Selenium, I will give you the roadmap that for fresher, what is important, for experience, for advanced people, what is important. Anyways, we'll cover in the batch. If possible, I will make a video or two on YouTube. I have 4 years of experience in automation. Now, if I move to dev or some other units, they consider me as a fresher. As a guide, would you recommend this? See, why do you want to jump into dev? It should not be a random move. It should be calculated move. Okay, if your company is asking you to move to dev or DevOps, then it's a different part. But if you spend 4 years into testing, why not to continue? If you are not enjoying this journey, then it's a different part. But if you already spent 4 years in automation, you're enjoying, it's time to upscale. Because obviously when you change your domain, it will take minimum 1 or 2 years to get expertise, right? Suddenly if somebody will ask me, Mukesh, can you become a developer? I will not, because I need 2 to 3 years to get mastery minimum. I will not say mastery, even just to understand the things. So do not jump directly. Okay, don't fall into this trap of when somebody says developer have the higher salary or more openings. But 4 years you already spent, do a calculated move. If you are enjoying this journey, please upgrade and learn the different tools instead of moving to development or DevOps, because after 10 years also you will have the same thoughts. So you cannot keep jumping between domain. In testing, which one do you suggest, mastering of one or jack of all? See, if you just master one, then you might spend 10 years to learn Java itself, frankly speaking. Java is so huge and so many things. If you just take that, I will become a Java expert, but not other tools, then it's not going to help. I will not say that you have to become expert in that. At least try to understand what is important from that subject, move to different tools and try to integrate. If I say I want to become Selenium expert, but I only know Selenium, will it help? No, right? So I need to understand how to fit into different roles, different projects. What are the tools I need for integration? So in this era, you need to have jack of all, but not like one or two topics. You need to at least get into a place where you understand the tool works, the integration, what is important for that role. On the fly, you will learn the different use cases, different feature of that tool. Okay, guys. So I will be ending this YouTube live in next 4 minutes. So by any chance, if I miss any question, I will be answering in the next slide. How can we get notification about the upcoming batch? So Prakash, generally I publish one YouTube video that I'm starting a new batch. So one way to is YouTube, one way is I keep posting on my YouTube community. But if you can share an email whenever we start a new batch, I will shoot up one email to you. Hey Mukesh, can you provide your take on Playwright as a web and API automation testing tool? So Devanshu, please go ahead. Playwright web automation I already covered on my channel. API automation series coming soon. If you're looking for a live batch, I'm starting in September. But must watch and must learn tool for the next 5 years. Hi Mukesh, I have 5+ experience in Selenium with Java. Company project requirement is working as Salesforce QA functional testing. Is it better to switch using Salesforce QA 1+ year of experience? So you can see why you are considering these are the two differences. See, functional knowledge is different, technical knowledge is different. You can become good in both. See, if you ask me, I worked with SAP. When I was working with SAP, I had the domain expertise, I had the SAP experience plus the automation tools experience. So do not go with or approach this or this. It should be and. I have the domain expertise, I have the technical expertise as well. So when you mix both, it will be a great fit. So please do not go into the or mindset, get into the and mindset. So yes, you can switch. So you can show that you have CRM experience with Salesforce, then you have web automation experience with Java. Tosca or Selenium. If it is a project requirement, go with Tosca. If it is generic skill, go with Selenium. Javed, love from Pakistan. Thank you, Javed. Love from India too. Okay, last two questions, then we can end. Can I show Selenium experience and switch as overall Selenium experience with rest assured and cloud? Please advise or learn Playwright if needed. First, finish this tech stack, then go with Playwright. Playwright, once you finish everything, then you start Playwright or Cypress. Which path is good for a QA? One automation tool, get master and part to basic automation like Selenium, then work on Docker Kubernetes. I will go with the second approach. And Mukesh, I got to work with new team where they asked me to start automation. Working with VS Code for the first time, what should be the hierarchy for end-to-end automation plus accessibility? Okay, so Neeraj, if you are getting a real-time exposure to Playwright with Cucumber with JavaScript, please give your best shot because this is the main thing which many people are looking for. If you're working with a VS Code for the first time, again, don't think much because it's just a separate ID. If you're not comfortable with VS Code, you can get into WebStorm, which is another good ID. If you're coming from Eclipse background, NetBeans background, you can use WebStorm. You will get the similar feel. Plus, you can work with JavaScript. Now, when it comes to what should be a hierarchy for end-to-end automation plus accessibility, this needs a dedicated video, cannot be discussed over the YouTube live. I will try to make a video on this. Okay, so almost 1 hour done. So we should end the live now. Thank you so much. Hi, Sheikh. You joined little late. We are about to end our session. So Neeraj, please go ahead. Let me know if you face any issues, and we'll connect with you soon. So thank you so much, guys, for joining the live Q&A session. We'll come again after 15 days or 20 days. In the meanwhile, please keep learning and let me know if you have any issues. Those who have missed the live session, if you have any questions, please let me in the comment section, and I will try to make video, or I will try to take that question and do the answer in the next live. Yeah. So thank you so much. Wishing you all good night and see you soon. Bye. Thank you so much, Sheikh. Thank you so much. Next meetup we will announce soon.